On this very special episode of the Bargain Game Hunter, I dive into the first time into the world of limited run blind boxes. That's right, I have 4 Nintendo Switch blind boxes from limited run that were released in 2023. Let's see how I did. So if you don't know about Limited Run, first off, they're a company who specializes in releasing limited physical print runs, usually of digital-only games, but sometimes it's old games that haven't gotten a re-release, sometimes it's collector's editions. They release all kinds of stuff. One of the things they do every year is in January, they do a blowout sale, usually for one day only, where they release a bunch of their games that they have excess stock of for discounted prices. And one of the things they do, which always draws a crowd, is they release blind boxes, which are these. So essentially, they will give you a random limited run game in this little container, as well as a limited run card, which actually, as of the time of this recording, they just announced that starting in April of 2023, they will no longer be releasing the cards with your limited run purchases. So this is the last batch of the blind boxes that includes the cards. So there's a whole list of games that it could be. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm getting. They were $35 a piece, and I have 4 of them. I could have gotten them on the Nintendo Switch, the PS4, or the PS5. I went with the Switch just because I think they had the best selection. So we are going to open up all 4 of these blind boxes. I'm going to, of course, take a look and see what game we got, determine, if the game is good or not. And at the end of the video, we're going to go through and see how we did in terms of the blind boxes. So I guess I'll open them up one at a time. So here is the first blind box. I have a few limited run games I already have, so I'm hoping it's not a double. Let's open it up, see what we got. We have Supraland, and we have a Jedi Knight Jedi Academy card. So let's take a look at Supraland on the Switch and see what this is. It's a Humble Games. It looks like it's a interesting looking puzzle action adventure game. I've never heard of this, but it sounds interesting. So I'm guessing that's probably one of the common games. And then here is the limited run card from Star Wars Jedi Academy. So that's box 1. If this does well, and if people want to see me open more of these, maybe I'll get more next year. I only got 4 this time just because A, I had limited funds at the time, and B, I don't want to spend a ton of money and get a bunch of games that I just don't care about. So I figure it's worth an experiment, but hopefully I'll add some interesting, unique games to my collection by doing this. So here's box number 2. We have Streets of Rage 4, a card from Demon's Tier. Now I have Streets of Rage 4, but this is the limited run cover art, and I think this might be a special variant. So there's the card, nice card. So let's take a look at Streets of Rage 4. Yeah, so here's the sealed copy. Again, I think that's one of the common games. It's got some extra stuff in it too, though, so at least this one is a little more interesting than the version I got, which was at a pawn shop. So I might keep the limited run copy. All right, well, there's 2. One game I already have technically, but it's a variant that I don't have. And then I have one game I've never heard of before. So we'll see how 3 and 4 go. And like I said, after the end of this, we're going to go over the values of all of the games, and we'll see if I did well or not. Blind box number 3, we have, yes, Sam and Max Save the World. That's awesome. And I have a card from Blaster Master Zero. So here's Blaster Master Zero card. This one I'm stoked about because I love Sam & Max. And I didn't get the physical copy of this. So I have this game on Xbox 360 and I think it's playable on Xbox One. But now I have a physical copy. So Sam & Max saved the world. That's awesome. I'm pretty stoked to have that one. And then let's see what the final one is. If I were to guess, I think Sam & Max might be the best game that I've gotten so far. We'll find out, but I think, I have a hunch Sam & Max might be the best one. At least based on what I've seen so far. Okay, final blind box. We have Dark Crystal, and we have a Panzer Dragoon remake card. I don't have Dark Crystal. I think it's a tactical game. Actually, wouldn't mind a Panzer Dragoon. That would have been a cool one. So there's the card. And then we have Dark Crystal, The Age of Resistance Tactics, which is an old school turn-based game based on the Netflix sequel series to Dark Crystal. All right, so we got 4 interesting games. I think I did all right. So we have Superland. I don't think this is a super expensive game, but it looks interesting, so I'll take it. Then we have Streets of Rage 4, but this is the limited run variant, so it's probably a lot better than the one I have. Then we have Sam & Max Save the World, the game I'm by far the most excited about. And then Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics, which looks like an interesting game. So now I'm going to take a look on price charting and determine how much each game is. And we'll go over those results in just a moment. All right, so I just went through all 4 of my limited run Switch games, and I did better than I expected, honestly. One of them I did take a pretty big L on, and I'm sure it's not that surprising which one it is. The rest I actually did pretty well, and you'll be kind of surprised which one was the best. So we're going to start off with Superland on the Switch. Again, this one looks interesting. It's a puzzle game. Definitely not a game I've ever heard of before. It was released by Humble, and then Limited Run did a print run of it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is. I'll definitely have to check it out at some point. Anyway, I paid $35 for all of these games because they were the blind box, so $35 base for all of them. This one is worth $49. So this one actually has a lot more value than I thought it would. So nice. Good start. Next, of course, we have Streets of Rage 4 on the Switch. Now this is the one I took the big L on. Not surprisingly, mostly because they released a regular version that has more content than the limited run version. This one obviously has different cover art and some extra goodies inside, but I already have Streets of Rage 4. I think I'll probably keep this one just because I think it's a better version, but we'll see. But anyway, I paid $35 and this one is worth $27. So this one I did lose money on, but that's the only one, which is pretty nice. Next, we have Sam & Max Save the World on the Switch. I was very excited about getting this one because I love the Sam & Max games, and Save the World is a really, really good episodic series from Telltale originally. Really, really fun. Now I have a physical copy, which I never know I needed, but I'm glad I have now. Anyway, I paid $35 for this one, and it is worth $40, so a little bit of a game. Not too bad. And then last but certainly not least, we have the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics on the Switch. It's a tactics-based game based in the Jim Henson Dark Crystal universe made by the based on the Netflix series. Looks interesting. Haven't played it. Now I have a good excuse to on the Switch, so I figured I'd grab this. Anyway, I paid $35 for this, and it is worth $55. So this was actually the big winner of the entire lot. So if you wanted to put them in order in terms of value, the least valuable was Streets of Rage, then Sam & Max, then Superland, and then Dark Crystal. So, did I have fun opening these blind boxes? Yeah. I think they were a fun little thing to do. I got these cool limited run cards to go with it. I like the cards, they're pretty neat. And And I mean, aside from already owning Streets of Rage 4, I didn't own that variant. At least it's not like a direct copy. Because I know like a couple of the games they had in there were the No More Heroes games, which I already own. And Scott Pilgrim is in there. I already own that too. So I didn't own any of these variants of the games. 3 of the 4 are games I don't own physically. So I definitely say it was a fun experience. I wish they ship a little bit faster than they do. But overall, I had a good time opening them, and honestly, if I have the ability to, I'd like to open more maybe next time they do these. So if you want to open them for yourself, keep a lookout in January of 2024 when Limited Run is going to do their next blind box run. And who knows, maybe you'll get some decent games like I did. Anyway, that's going to do it for this kind of short but sweet episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. We have more of a regular episode coming next week. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new around here, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Click the notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. And I will see you next week on another episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.